we're gonna get into it because we're on Ascension to Ire.
I came in here just expecting so much, and now I'm really confused. To be fair, so. Been crazy, crazy, I tell you.
I'm really excited to see what these guys have to show us. It's going to be good, I think.
It's gonna be really good. And we're kicking it off to the bottom right. I'm gonna steal your intro.
It's fine.
Check me out. From Team Liquid, it's Snute. Because I know how much you love the other guys, so I'm just letting you.
What? Are you kidding me? I love Alex. He's such a
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I know how much you love him, so I'm letting you intro.
This sweetie pie plays for Ting, and he's playing Protoss. He's such a sweet little Protoss player. Yeah, he is. Okay.
Yeah.
Dog. No, I love Alex. He's one of the only Protosses that I actually like.
And I have such a good quote on my phone. We went out in Brazil. The one time Alex came out drinking with us. The one time we took him to a club in Brazil. Mm-hmm. And I actually wrote a note on my phone of something he said because it was so funny. Because like I was never gonna remember, and I still have it written down on my phone as well as these like Portuguese pickup lines for girls and stuff. And that Carver taught me. And in drunken text, it just says quotation marks. How am I meant to dance with girls if I can't even kiss a trophy? And that's what he came out with when we were trying to get him to dance some girl. Because this is like very recently after winning Casper Cup, right? So he was like, he just wrote, and then everyone was like, making fun of him a little bit about how he couldn't kiss the trophy and stuff, where he looked better. so
sweet Alex! Oh my god!
It made me laugh so much. I had to write it down on my phone because otherwise I would have just never remembered it, right? Like it just never would have been.
Honestly, like when it comes to banter and just being really witty, Alex is on top of
I know, right?
Like, people don't expect it from him because they see him and they think he's gonna be like some shy boy, but he really doesn't hold back, and he's an awesome guy, really funny. I love talking with him.
Yeah. Once you know Alex, he's actually like hilarious. He's like, so funny.
I love Alex.
It's crazy.
And he's so sweet. And I think the only other Protoss I like.
So is Snute though. Actually, like
he is very sweet as well.
Like they're actually very similar. Like Snute, if you first meet him, was like he's not like shy, I would say, but he's like very reserved. But once you know Snute, he's much more like he'll crack out some jokes as well.
He's got a weird sense of humor too, I think. But yeah, he's definitely extremely reserved. But I would definitely say that Neeb is more like Scarlet. I see a lot of similarities between them.
You need to turn me down, apparently. I'm talking too loud.
You're too loud. Hold on.
Apparently.
I turned you up because you turned yourself down.
Oh, sorry. I didn't really mean to do that. I just accidentally slid the slider. Whoops. I couldn't remember what it was on. My bad.
Alright, hopefully that's okay, guys. Let me know if it's not. Sorry, I'm not that great at watching chat.
It shouldn't have been that different. I only turned it down like a couple of percent. It was really not that much of a change on my end, I don't think. Sorry.
So, Snute has feelings going out and scouting. He wants to see if there's any kind of a proxy or anything that he should be worrying about, but no such thing. And Neeb is kind of going for like a very standard kind of game with his oracles that he likes to use so much. I can't really imagine this going into anything really weird unless all he does is make oracles from now on, which he has done a few times, so.
Yeah, this is looking like a very standard setup to the ZVP, which is nice to kind of start the series on a nice standard one, like nothing crazy. Now saying that, it's still possible that Neeb plays something like a Mass Adept follow-up without kind of any further tech. So we'll see if that's something he does with only the Twilight coming down. It's a possibility. But he is taking both his natural gases, so keep an eye out and sort of see how it's going to go. I mean, Snute with the +1 melee just sets up in towards Ling Bane, which generally leads into Hydra as well in the future.
Yeah, Snoot got a really good scout out on the 3rd, and he knows that's coming up at a really reasonable time. So he knows that there's not going to be any weird, aggressive push by Neeb. He knows it's not going to be some kind of 2-base all-in or anything like that. So he is just droning up and working on his tech. His layer is about halfway done.
Yeah. That's right. When it's 50% done, it's about halfway left.
You
did
know
it.
what?
Math.
You know.
You just did math on
I don't
stream.
need yo shit.
You just
Right
did
now
math
we
on
do
stream
see
though. Correctly. Amazing.
Gateway, shut the fuck up. Gateway is coming up, and we have Charge. We have Charge researching for Neeb, so he's maybe gonna make something happen with Sentry Zealots and the.
Well, he's just gonna play. He's just gonna play very standard. I think he'll just go in towards the Temple Archive soon and start up the Storm Tech. And actually, Snute will change things up from the Hydralisk play that we talked about. He's actually going to go into an infestation pit for probably Swarm Hosts, which is another way you can play out this EVP basically. Instead of playing Lingbane Hydra, you sort of play Lingbane Swarm Host, and it's just a different way to play. Very much so popularized by Solo recently. Over the past month or two, and we've been seeing Zergs kind of play with it, not every game, but they'll throw it in now and then just to change things up, so it's kind of interesting to see it in the start of this. As you see, the Warp Prism just going to be pulling away around the left side, and again, there's the Temple Archives. I mean, it's very standard stuff here right away.
He
it's
does
just going to be
the
aggressive.
Banelings morphing.
Yeah. Just going to force someone to pull back a little bit to make sure you can defend against this, so Snute applying some pressure and kind of stopping the Prism from moving across the map. It's quite nice already. And baiting out a lot of force fields is also really nice at this stage. Means there's less later on as he actually gets in towards the main and natural.
He gets in! He's gonna pick off so many probes. Oh, the recall to the main. He's gonna try and...
but the sentries are there.
There's so many probes that go down before the recall is finished.
And he actually loses like sentries in the recall, which is huge as well. This was just messy because now there's Lings on the 3rd base too. The Mortal is just about pushing back with Zealot reinforcements. I mean, 12, 14 workers down, and he's not done yet. These Lings on the natural are just completely unhindered. And Neeb's just kind of having to deal with so many different things all over the place that he's just not responding correctly everywhere anymore, and that really is starting to hurt him. And it will just be GG just like that. We never really got to see the Infestation Pit or Hive come into play at all. Snute just ends it with Lingbane, just boom, pow.
Just like that. I mean, this is what happens when you don't wall up. Neeb just knows that he's too far behind economically, and he's just not going to be able to catch up at that point. I mean, he lost so many drones. Like at the end, he was at maybe around 50, 55 or so drones. I mean,
he is like about. He is dropping quite quickly, I think. I think it's just the fact that you can't really stabilize that from that point, because Snute just has more Lings all over, and he'd missed warp-ins already, and even if he had a good work account, he wasn't mining with all those workers because they were pulling away, and so that means he's missing warp-ins, and that's kind of where it becomes a big issue, because then more Lings arrive and it just gets worse, so he obviously felt he just couldn't stabilize, so taps out.
Ooh, Snute coming in strong with the first game versus Neeb now. I know how he feels playing against Neeb. I know how most of these players feel going against Neeb, and it's
not good.
it's not confident, I'll tell you that. I can't tell if a lot of it is just hustling. I mean, a lot of these players are actually quite humble about their skill level, and they actually don't think they're good at all. Most of them, they don't have that kind of an ego, which is nice to see. So
yeah. So only Halston and Zanster.
Exactly.
When they're playing off-race. Actually, to be fair, Halston is probably one of the guys that does have a bit of an ego in StarCraft. Like for show. You know what I mean? Like, not all the time, but sometimes when he's like in that banter sort of mood, he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to beat everyone in today, you know?
Yeah. For sure.
Alright, take us away.
Alright.
All the rice.
Oh my god.
Are you happy now? You happy now? I said your name so right before you got excited, but now I'm saying it the other way, and now you're like, ah!
In the bottom left.
Right now.
In the bottom left, we have Liquid Snute playing Zerg.
And the top right from Ting, the Yellow Bros player, is of course Neeb. Out of all the wrong ways people say your name, what's your favorite?
I don't don't have
Like,
a
have you ever
favorite?
had? You don't have a favorite? I mean, has no one ever like said your name so wrong once that you just like start laughing?
Yes, I have, but I don't remember exactly what it was. I just remember it was so ridiculous.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That happened to me once when
Maybe like Illyris or something like that. I think
Illyris?
Yeah, something like that.
That's not that bad though.
Um,
That's almost as though they just read the A and the E the wrong way around or something.
I don't know. People have
Once
very creative ways.
Someone was trying to. We had this Skype group and someone was typing. We were just kind of typing each other's names in stupid ways, and someone spelled Wardy with about 19 letters, I think.
What?
And it was just like, yeah, it was.
How?
And the thing is, it was so funny because it was just such a mess of letters, but you could actually genuinely tell what it was meant to be. You know, like it was so funny. I'll type it to you.
Was it like a
sometime.
WH?
Yeah, it was like it was like WAUGHR. Like it was like really, it was like what? It was like as though you're like really like drunk and you saying like what like that or something. But the thing is, you could like genuinely tell it was like trying to say Wardy. But maybe just because of other business. Anyway,
maybe
sorry.
you're just giving him too much credit.
I find it funny. So I'm giving him all the credit. He's a funny guy that did it, so I trusted his humor.
You know, I've noticed that Neeb always chooses yellow as his color for when he's playing, and I think it's just because like Protoss is already quite golden and he just wants to do that. I do that. Like when I play Protoss, I choose yellow, and then it looks like
maybe
gold.
he just likes the color yellow.
And then, or
I'm
you
gonna
think
ask
he has
him
yellow
after this
fever?
game.
You think he has yellow fever?
I'm just gonna ask him after this game. No, I don't think he has that fever. Sorry, Annie. Sorry to break your dreams.
What dreams?
I think he just likes the color yellow. I'm gonna ask him.
I think that when he gets that golden armada up, he can say, "Yeah, this is a golden armada." You know what I mean? Maybe he's like gold member. You know, gold member from Austin Powers, or he's like, "I like gold."
You need to update the score, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's right. See that?
Gotta give Annie some slack, guys. She's not really usually observing and doing stuff like that, so considering it's her first time, I think it's your first time like casting and observing properly, right?
Yeah,
Maybe?
yeah.
No. You've done Diva Cup as well, sorry.
Sort of, but it's like usually I'm like observing from tempo and
right, okay.
And I'm running all these other things, dealing with people not showing up or people being late, not signing in.
Okay.
That's
It's one of their first times doing this sort of stuff, guys.
Oh,
I mean,
for
everyone
sure,
forgets to set the score sometimes. I still forget to set the score a lot of the time.
But this is just something that I'm throwing together just for fun, so don't take me too seriously here, guys. But I hope you are enjoying the games, regardless of my score-keeping abilities or inabilities.
There's an Oracle coming into the main. Neeb looking to do some damage early. And again, I mean, very standard opening from both, you know, the Oracle into Glaives. Glaives much faster this time, by the way. But Oracle into Glaives and just going into, yeah, just very standard kind of setup from Snute. Also ready to start +1 melee off of his Evo Chamber that just finished, so very standard. The slightly faster Glaives is because he skipped the second Oracle, which might mean he wants to go for a more aggressive Adept-based attack. We'll see what he goes for here in the near future, see if that is going to be the case or not.
He does have a Phoenix out. I wonder if he wants to go into more Phoenixes. Doesn't seem like anything's coming out of the Stargate, but definitely something that Snoot's going to consider now, because Protosses do like to go into mass Phoenixes against Zerg. He's going to wall off here completely and hopefully defend against these Adepts that are moving across the map. He has enough queens to hold for sure.
The wall-off's just nice. Like, for now, Snute doesn't really need to move towards the 4th base, so just defending against these first few Adepts while being a bit greedier than usual, it's nice. It's a nice little thing for him. And as Neeb throws down extra tech, by the way, we're not just going to see like a mindless spam of Adepts, we are just going to be seeing kind of the continued pressure. What do you find interesting is the +1 missile attack.
Stasis Ward at the 3rd, getting the eggs as well.
Yeah, that's something I really love, by the way. I think it's like one of the sickest things we've seen with Oracles lately, the sudden urge to kind of hit the eggs. Not the urge, but like the sudden trend to hit the eggs.
Never mind.
Well, he doesn't want
building anything anyway.
Well, he didn't want to save the Evo Chamber anyways. Like, he
Right.
wants a way out. He just wants to make sure the Adepts can't get in,
Right.
you know? So he's just kind of making sure that's walled off. Like, he doesn't really care if it dies.
This
Like, you can
Oracle's
see he'll
just
just
kind of
cancel
been
it now.
poking a bit. There's another stasis going down, and it does get taken out by the Queen. He has enough here to deal with this Oracle in case he does have to pull his Queens away.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna be seeing the, again, +1 missile finishing is so weird. It means that he's really gonna kind of focus on the Roach play early on, and so cancels that Evo. We'll have to pull the Roaches back now against these first few Adepts as they threaten to shade forwards, and well, Neeb actually will commit in towards the main / natural with these, so he's going to come straight on in. Ling's like running in, going to start around. The Roaches will continue to pick their way through these Adepts as well. And the Adepts taking a lot of damage very quickly, but still 7 drones going down, and now they're back in the third for a few more workers before taking their lead.
this does get very annoying to deal with and to chase, and you know, I feel like Protoss can definitely go and play Ring Around the Rosie all day, but it seems like Neeb is just gonna pull out of there and retreat home for the time being. He's got Immortals coming out and Roach speed on the way with +1 melee and +2 range upgrades. So Snute's gonna want to try and make something happen sometime soon. Stasis ward though here in front of Neeb's base in case Snute does try to head out. This hallucinated Phoenix is gonna scout that, so I wonder if he's gonna put another one. No, he's just gonna try and retreat and put down some really good force fields.
Very different play from Snute, kind of playing the Ling Roach initially. Oh, walks right into the stasis.
Oh, he sets off the stasis ward.
Yeah, there's so many of those Roaches just completely caught there. That means they just can't really do anything. Pylon is going to go down, and I mean, it just slows kind of Snute down if you wanted to really be aggressive. He's going to throw out a Hive and a Spire. His 4th base was very late because he was under so much pressure from those Adepts. But again, just continuing on in this, just kind of bypassing Baneland Nest, you know, bypassing any sort of lair-based tech, just going straight towards kind of Russian Broodlords. He'll throw down a Bane Nest now, which will allow him to play kind of the Lingbane Ravager a bit more standardly, kind of, again, like Lingbane Roach, Lingbane Ravager was the sort of thing we saw before the Hydras got a bit of a buff and became the norm. And so, it's still a good comp to kind of help him get up towards the kind of Greater Spy, but you definitely need something like Banes just to help out, otherwise the Ling Roach on its own will just kind of evaporate to a Protoss army pushing through.
Oh, we do see Adepts going into the Warp Prism, and he's going to want to try to go around the right side, but it seems like Snute is going to be moving. Oh, no, he sees the army moving forward. He sees the Archons, and he knows he wants to try to get a better position at home to defend this. He wants to take advantage of... Nope, he wants to try to save his gold, actually. I thought he might take advantage of the high ground there and get some good biles in, but no longer trying to save the gold now.
It's kind of tough because like he wants to save the gold, but he kind of can't. Like it's a very tough position in general. Yeah, this is really nice too because it's just going to distract Snute a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to just at the very least trade very well and just gives Neeb the chance to now push in and get rid of the gold base. And then it's still only on 3 bases here. He begins to expand to the left side of the map as well. But again, his 4th is just so late coming up that in general, I mean, you can see he's down 13 workers. I mean, he's really kind of banking on the Broodlords just catching Neeb completely off guard and get into a good position with that, because right now Snute doesn't have the economy to really trade with Lingbane Ravager time and time again. Few Archons morphing into Neeb about to finish +2 attack, as he'll just still kind of position himself at the front, ready to come up this ramp and see what else he might be able to get done here.
More and more Archons being rallied across the map here, joining the fray, and it seems like they're going to want to try to get a different angle in on Snute's army. Snute trying to position himself in a way that doesn't... Oh, the Banelings get picked off right away by the Archons, and they don't really do too much. The army getting cut in half, picking off a lot of these Roaches and Ravagers.
Yeah, there was some nice battles, and Snute for now again keeps Neeb back. Again, you can see Neeb's bank, by the way, though. Like, Neeb has so much money to spend that as soon as he does, it's just gonna skyrocket in supply again.
Charge logs.
Yeah, I mean, he just wants to spend that money to get that bank spent, and again, Snute's not really had that good of an eco. He's not been mining off a 4th base, he's been sat at 60 workers versus the 74, and pretty much the last 5 minutes, Neeb has been in a huge income lead, about, you know, average about 800 resources per minute more.
Snute looking like he might have wanted to go for some kind of aggressive attack or maybe get a different angle, but sees that Neeb's moving in and tries to move in here. Oh, I'm actually really surprised he took on this engagement before
Well, the
Baneling speed finished, but he had to do something.
He had to do something, and actually the Banes hit very well because Neeb wasn't expecting Snute to come from this angle, I don't think. So, oh, is he going to get the cross bars on the warp? In time, he does!
He
cancels the warp in. That's huge.
That was great.
Wow. Yeah, that's absolutely kind of... If he didn't have that warp in cancelled, these Ravagers are dead right now, and this game is probably over. With the warp in, it's managed, you know, he can still kind of keep on pushing this away as the Oracle's actually picking up Ravagers, though.
Oh,
he actually cross bars it down. Wow.
Wow. Every time... Dude, every time something like an Oracle or a Banshee gets corrosive biled, I'm like, wow, you're kidding.
Yeah.
I was not expecting to get that.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you're like, good job, you're actually a good player or something.
But that's a good defense by Snute again, considering he's not been having the best of games for himself so far. That's pretty thumbs up, you know? But still, I mean, he's got a Hive and a Great Aspire down and finished, but he just hasn't had a chance to build anything from it. And now Neeb's going into Fleet Beacon and extra Stargate, which means, of course, he can start to set up against the eventual Broodlords here as the game goes by.
He just now sees this with his pylon that these rocks went down, but is he going to be able to react in time? Charge slots run in, but they don't want to eat the vials, and you know, if these Banelings hit, then that's a lot of the meat shield gone from Neeb's army here.
That's the kind of thing, you know, actually Neeb lost a lot of Archons before and a few Immortals, and with this sort of composition, if you lose some of those kind of higher tech units, such as the Immortals and Archons, etc., that's when you come into trouble, because you suddenly don't have enough to kind of deal with the next wave of Zerg, which rebuilds so quickly, while your army rebuilds kind of so slowly, so can be a little bit painful, but he's getting some more Archons in now, and he's also going to have Storm for future engagements now. That's going to be a huge kind of deal, because obviously the Storm can do a lot to weather down Banelings before they arrive at the Protoss army, and that's always going to be a huge help, as we do see Warp Prism try and drop in the main, and Natural, with so many Lings nearby, he's not going to get too much done with it.
You know, in that engagement, Neeb also kind of, he kind of stunted himself a bit with the force fields, because he was trying to move forward with his Archons, but the force fields were getting in the way, and he wasn't able to save as many probes as he wanted to before having to pull away. Charge slots are coming in from the left side. I wonder if they're going to try and... Nope, they're not breaking down the rocks. They just want to get in onto the fifth upper left base to try to do something. Snute's army a bit out of position. Is he going to be able to react in time before this hatchery goes down? I mean, charge slots work pretty fast. And he does snipe the hatchery. Oh, that's going to cut down on production so much.
I'm so surprised that Snute actually lost the hatchery there.
Yeah,
just because of the fact that he saw the Zealots from a distance with the group. So I think he just didn't have enough Banes in time to move on over. Meanwhile, the Warp Prism actually survived the Corruptors fighting it as well. At least Snute has the gold base up now. He does have a few Brutes coming in, but the first carriers are starting to hit the map. Neeb, by the way, is actually using the new carrier skin, which I've never seen used in a game before. And it actually looks kind of cool on the production tab. It looks different.
It does look kind of... It is interesting.
It looks so blue, but he's yellow. So is it really going to be the Golden Armada? This completely disproves your theory of earlier. Like, if this was the Golden Armada, why would he have the grey-black carriers?
There is a small, really tanky group over here to the right of Neeb's expansion, so that he doesn't let Snute come in with a counterattack. But I don't think Snute wants to go that way anymore. I mean, Neeb doesn't really have too much here to answer to the anti-air, to have an anti-air answer to Broodlords.
He's gonna have carriers, right? So carriers are kind of enough. It's just they're not with the army right now, but they'll be there in a moment or two. So it's gonna
the
be...
Archon count is getting a little higher, and I think that could be enough. Snute trying to get a different angle here.
Yeah, so just gonna try to wrap around. I mean, counterattacks, run-bys, this sort of thing is just gonna be so powerful for Zerg. This is kind of weird. The Broods are on their own at the front. Some Roach and Ravager will start to come on in now. Again, there isn't really much to kind of fight those carriers, and actually Snute just starts to flank, dodges a storm. So far, so good, and forces a recall. Yeah, that's actually, I mean, sometimes you have to, though, just to protect from the Lings, which start to get close. It's better to take that damage than let the Lings come in. As we actually see Neeb just recalling a second time to this base. Well, he loses a lot of stuff on the ground because of that. As we see a Bane lane in the mineral line hits so many workers. With +2 melee, it only takes one Bane to kill a pro. And so that was a big stack of workers he just hit right there. As actually Neeb has been trapped in his main with so many Archons. That is something he's definitely been missing from the fray. And so just keeping on running by. Ling's around the right, Ling's up the top, building up more Corruptors to deal with the carrier count increasing.
Yeah,
Snute continues to just better himself in this game.
Snute has been relentless with the counter attacks and with getting Lings into almost every crevice he can. I mean, he's really putting it on. I don't know if he knows that there's a base up here though. No, he doesn't know that he was taking the upper left base. And so otherwise I think he would totally attack it. I mean, there's nothing here to defend really. I think Neeb is pretty confident that Snute won't scout that. Not for a while, at least. I mean, Neeb himself doesn't even know that Snute took the bottom right base either.
Where else does Neeb even expand, though? Like, Snute run by the other bases so often to get to the fourth. So, I don't know where Neeb would actually go to if he wants another base other than up there. So, I guess he just has to go for it. And you may as well try, right? If it gets fine, it gets fine. If it doesn't, then... well, it doesn't. And then you benefit.
Snute's working on his +3... missile upgrades.
6 storm.
Right now.
There we go. So it's going to attack on A, and Corruptor's obviously going to try and deal with those carriers right away. More storms coming down though. That is huge because the Corruptors just disappear. Yeah, that's absolutely huge. This fight is actually just so one-sided in favor of Neeb.
Oh, Biles do take down carrier,
like one carrier. But there's still the rest of them all alive, and now these Broods will die, the Ravagers will die. I mean, it doesn't matter what else you kill right now. It's just not enough from Snute. Those interceptors look so sick. What the heck?
Oh, they're actually really annoying. I don't like them because you see that light trail that comes from the interceptors?
Yeah, that's why they look so cool.
No, they actually get really it gets very confusing. Like you can't click on stuff, and it's really hard to focus fire when they have those. Like it's very, very distracting, and it's hard to play against.
That's why we ban skins in WCS.
Certain skins, I think certain skins are fine, but
yeah, certain skins are fine,
but that skin for sure I would not have in WCS, no. Or the Zergling skin. The Zergling skin is so ugly.
Or the Roach skin.
I don't know why. I don't have a big problem with the Roach skin. The Roach
skin, you can't see the tunneling close on.
Really?
Yeah, you can't see the tunnel closes easily, so it's like a real disadvantage in CVZ and stuff. GG, Neeb ties it up. GG.
You know, I think if Snute was like slightly more patient and gone for neural infestors or something like that, he would probably be able to take that. He was looking very convincing for a while. I mean, it all comes down to I don't know. Neeb wasn't able to do too much damage.
I think you got to remember that Snute was very behind initially, and so a lot of the trade Snute was taking was kind of keeping him in the game. But then Neeb was actually, still just building up his own tech, and eventually Snute was just so late on the Corruptors, etc. that while he was maxed out, he just still didn't have quite the composition he really needed to keep on fighting. I don't think. It's kind of a weird one, because again, like, it's just because Snute was behind early, like, he didn't have a fourth base for a long time, and that really affected him, so...
Yeah, for sure.
Tied up, one apiece! That's how we like it.
Guys, that's the best of 7, so strap on in. We still got another few games to go. This is game 3
on Odyssey.
Between no, there's no other rhyme. There's no other rhymes. We can't do it. Stop.
And Snooty.
Snooty-chan. You know that's what he named his bot.
What's Snooty-chan?
Snooty-chan, yeah. Snoot is a little bit of a weeb.
Absolute madness.
So here, in the bottom right, we've got Snooty-chan.
Oh. And the other left, our yellow Protoss player from Ting. I don't know, what would you even call him? I think Neeb in itself is like a little bit of a cute name, Like Neeblet is like Neeby. Neeby. We've got Neeby. Let's just a Y on the end of it's just childish.
Yeah, dude, I actually, whenever...
Like Annie. Oh!
Whenever I get just very familiar with people, I tend to add E's to the end of their names. Like Euthermal, I call him Marky.
Right, you call me Wardy.
Yeah.
See? Wardy.
I call you Johnny.
No, you don't.
Yes,
That's...
I do.
No,
I do.
no,
I call you Johnny
no.
Boy.
Yeah, and I mean, you might, but I don't listen to you, so... I don't even know who you're talking about if you say that.
Johnny. It's a term of endearment. I'm just very familiar with you.
It's a term of no one calls me that at all because I just don't even respond to that name. Like,
It doesn't really work sometimes. Like, I can't call him Alexi or Alexi because then that's Marine Lord's name.
well, you could call him. I don't know. You could call him his last name with a Y,
Sunderhafty.
Yeah.
That sounds really funny.
There you go. You've nailed it. Nailed it.
Alright, well, Snute has completely pulled off of gas after getting speed, which means that he does want to go for something very macro heavy. He might want to expand earlier as well. He is working his way up to 300. He's going to take out this probe that's waiting to see when the third is going down. And now that he sees the lings, he's going to pylon block, but it might not matter because Snute might want to gamble and take the gold. I hope that he does. I want to see it. We do have a scouting adept coming out here for Neeb. He might just try and protect this, but nope. He's gonna adept block that third. He's gonna just let Snute think that the pylon finished.
Well,
Wings at the ready. Oh, never mind. Cancels the shade. Snute sees that there is no pylon down there and is gonna go expand.
yeah, he can throw his first touchdown now. Looking good for him. And, yeah, just continuing to set up into this. Going to be seeing a couple of gates just coming down.
I see an Evo chamber going down. I wonder if he's going to go for early melee or if he wants to go for drops because he does have Overlords in position to try and make something happen with drops. But I don't think I've ever... Have you ever seen Snute go for a Dropper Lord play?
Yeah, a few times, but I think this is too late for a Dropper Lord. This is just very standard melee upgrade, I think.
I was thinking melee too, but you know, sometimes people will surprise us, like Dario. He surprises me. But I guess Snute is no Dario. He does like to play pretty standard. He likes to win an honorable game, a game that he can feel pretty good about. So, you know.
Yeah. All right. Just it's a very standard game again. It's very much like Ascension. I mean, like the last few games.
Macro hatch going down for Jens. Seems like he might want to try and.
It's just kind of Ling Bane. You just need the macro hatch, really. You need that extra production.
What if he gets aggressive? What if he keeps?
I mean, you could do exactly what he did on Ascension to Aya, which is like get aggressive, but it still looks very standard. Because it's that sort of aggression where it's not really like massively like, oh my god, here we go, it's do or die. It's like, oh well, you know, it's a bit of a pressure play. Like if it doesn't do damage, you might be a bit behind by a few drones, but it's not going to be that bad, you know.
Alright, we see the adepts moving in and the oracles trying to move in as well. Queens are trying to get into position. He's not really sure which way to go. Oh, is he gonna pick it up? Is he gonna get it? No.
No, not just yet. It's gonna be backing away. I mean, the thing is, like, Neeb just wants to force units right now. Like, he's not really looking to commit. He just wants to force units and do that kind of typical sort of making sure the Zerg isn't suddenly on 80 workers consistently or anything. Like, just right from the get-go, just forcing a few more lings than Snute would like to make at this point in the game. Just kind of poking around and, yeah.
Are you seeing more charge slots now that they reduce the cost of it?
Yeah. People like to open charge a bit faster now. Like, I'd say in the past, you would always go glaives before charge. But now people kind of go just charge right away, and Especially in other matchups that aren't PvZ. I think charge is much more prominent than it used to be. It's going to see the +2 melee starts up in Bane speed as well, and this time Snute is just going to go for the Hydra stance. So, again, I guess actually so far we've not actually seen a Ling Bane Hydra game. We've seen we saw Ling Bane kind of end game 1 while an infestation pit was coming down. Then in game 2 is actually a missile upgrade, and we never really saw Ling Bane Hydra. So this is going to be the first game of it, but it's a great map to do so on because there's a lot of ways to attack in towards the third base and to multi-prong kind of the heck out of your opponent basically to try and take an advantage. So that's going to go quite nicely.
Now Snute is getting up a lot of Hydras now, working on +2 melee. His Baneling speed's about to finish, and his Hydra speed's about more than halfway done. So I think he's gonna probably want to make something happen somewhat soon. He isn't morphing any Banelings, so you might want to wait until he gets on the other side.
You'll just wait until he really gets kind of to the front and aggressive. There's no need to move the Banes back here, right? What's the need? He doesn't. Oh, does he not have a Bane nest? No, he does. Yeah, his Bane speed. Yeah, okay. There is some attacks which are just Ling Hydra. You actually skip the Bane nest, but it does come in around the work account that suits that 60ish, a little bit earlier than Ling Bane Hydra usually goes, because you're very much so a bit more all in with it because it hits sooner because you've skipped the Bane nest, right? So there's some things like that, but this is just going to be Ling Bane Hydra. He's just going to morph the Banes in over here as he sees that Stasis Ward, 2 Lings, 1 Ling. Oh, 2 Lings.
Very nice, setting off the Stasis Wards without getting too much trapped in there. Otherwise, it would deny his, or it would delay his push right now. Seems like, ooh, is this Stasis Ward? Oh, that was so close. That was so close to setting off.
This is still okay. So he gets a good position. The Banes are now morphed in at the back, and they're going to be looking to see where they can come around.
Are they going to get the high Oh, he almost may have gotten the High Templar in the back if he was flanking.
I mean, that's what his goal is, right? To kind of get the HTs here.
Right.
Ooh, that's a big storm to the back, though, and those Banes just fall off on a single Archon. But actually, you know what? Snute has so many Hydras left in this. Well, you know what? There's so many Hydras left, and there's barely any Storms left. So now all of a sudden, there's not much splash damage to deal with this, and Snute is all of a sudden just begin to break on through. Just continuing to kind of break on through this, and just going to be seen. I mean, these 2 Archons, though, there's just not enough splash, right? There's no units to protect this Archon and what. This is just out of nowhere. Snute just kind of again, I don't think he really got big Bane connections or anything. Just suddenly he has so much. GG, just like that. Snute 2-1, back in the lead of this series. Wow.
That was such a well-timed attack. I mean, if he didn't...
It was very aggressive from Snute as well. He was only on 60 workers, so it was very much a bit more all-in than usual Ling Bane Hydra, which, I mean, sometimes Ling Bane Hydra it can be kind of all-in and you keep on remaking it, but you do it off of 70, 75 workers so that you can keep rebuilding. This was very if Neeb holds this, he's in a great spot because he's 15 workers up and so on. Mm-hmm. So that was pretty, pretty interesting, pretty different. And Snute goes up this game in this best of 7.
Definitely. I mean, it seems like Snooty-chan has recognized his drone disease and has worked up some kind of medicine to fix it. And it might be working. It might be working, guys. We might be seeing some more aggressive plays. A lot of times it seems like he just kind of sits back and gets aggressed on, and it's all about defending for him, and if he can't hold it or if he can't defend it, then he feels like a bit hopeless, but this is looking pretty good right now.
Yep, that was Snoot's map pick, by the way, Odyssey, so it's kind of funny, both players so far have won on their own map picks. I feel as though Snoot both times just plays well to the map. Again, Odyssey is not really liked by Zerg by Pros players right now because of how good it can be for the Zerg to wrap around, get the connections, and just basically again use the multi-pronged harassment or multi-pronged attacks to just engage in multiple directions. So. Right.
I mean, he definitely used that map to his advantage with the units that were flanking in, especially the ones reinforcing the Lings. They were coming in on the back end. Neeb was kind of just stuck in that ramp area and just storming himself over and over again because he couldn't go anywhere. He couldn't move. There was a robo right there, just keeping him from really going anywhere.
Yeah, you got a little bit caught up. Just waiting for Neeb to relog or so, and then he's going to tell us the map, and then we can get going to game number 4 of this best of 7. Snute the chance to go on to match point, and it's going to be Sequencer, which is a large map. Kind of very Zerg friendly, but also very, you know, as a Protoss player, I can go up to a few different bases here and just kind of be happy with it. So,
Oh, are you
kind of a
offline
lot.
now?
I'm just relogging because my lobby bugged.
Okay.
If it bugs, I have to relog to like reset the connection, so it maybe doesn't bug the next time.
I see.
It's like complicated. I don't know how. When this first happened, I really wouldn't. I can't remember how I figured this out because now it's just like a natural thing I do.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't even begin to think of how I figured out that this was exactly how it has to be done.
Yeah, yeah, I totally get that. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I don't know about you, because I know you play all the races, but you main Terran. But with Zerg, it's actually one of my best maps.
I haven't played other maps I haven't played other races since this map was. So
Okay, I see.
I just know that this map's very good for Zerg because it's nice and large, and so you've got a lot of counter-attack pathways, which is really nice. But
Yeah.
again, it's good for Protoss too because it's very choky. So whenever you do take a larger fight, it's a bit more difficult for the Zerg in that regard. So it can create those kind of interesting scenarios.
Yeah, I was really nervous about this map at the beginning just because of all the hills and all the high ground that there is, and I thought that it could get very abusive, but honestly, it just opens up so many more pathways for you as a Zerg to attack from and to just have like different routes, and I think that's actually really cool and really fun to play.
Yeah. I think it's a good map. It's kind of a weird map. Like, it's hard to really get like good judgment on it because it's just so different. Like, I think you guys gotta watch like a lot of games and even more games than I've already seen already. Because, yeah, I don't know what to make of it. Like so far, it's every game seems so different, which is a good thing, I guess. It makes interesting games
Yeah, for sure.
from a viewer's perspective.
So up 2-1 is our Zerg from Team Liquid, Snooty-chan.
We still going for the kawaii names, really?
He chose it for himself. Okay, I call him something else.
Right, sure, but like if I introduce the next guy as Neeby, I don't know if
Oh my god, can you please.
To the top right hand side of the map, we have a cute little yellow Protoss player. He represents Team Ting, and we're so happy to have him here today. Give it up for Neeby.
Yeah.
Yeah, boys. Oh, Neeby.
I love Alex. Oh, he's such a cutie dog. Yeah, no, I actually
The
call
lady's so wild.
I don't know about that. Maybe the nerdies,
Wow.
the nerdies go
Wow.
wild.
Wow.
The nerdies
What
go
are you trying to
wild.
say about Alex?
I'm gonna say I'm not a lady.
Ah, that's DM. I saw Alex in Brazil. You wouldn't believe what he did with the lady.
I've drank with him before.
Uh-huh.
So I know what he's like.
Nah, I don't know. I'm not gonna tell this story
But I
on stream.
wish
I will another time.
Okay, I wish that I was there in Brazil. No, Diego told me a little bit about what happened in Brazil, and Alex also told me as well, but I don't know if you have another story that maybe I don't know
Nah,
about.
they're probably the same ones. We had some wild. Well, I mean, there's just so many, so maybe they forgot one, but you probably know it.
So basically what happened, guys, was Neeb lost a bet, and because of that, he had to keep his word, and his word is his bond. So
Well, no, he
went out
didn't.
to a club.
Well, the bet was that if he lost, he would have to go out. And I mean,
Yeah.
the bet was literally we flipped a coin.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I mean, you're making it sound really cool and badass, like a bet.
But
So, like, we literally flipped a coin.
I'm hyping it up. I'm hyping it up.
And we put 50 euros on the other side of it. Like, I think it was like, Kells and me put $50 together and said,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
if you win, you get $50. If you lose, you have to come out. And Neeb, who just won Casper Cup, gambled for $50.
He said, okay. Like, he didn't even think about it. He was just like, sure.
Yeah, he was
He
down.
was confident. He was confident that
He had so much belief. He wasn't used to losing back then.
We do see a
he's
star
on the
game
winning
going
streak.
down right away for Neeb, so I wonder what he's gonna get up to. I think it's just gonna be a what's it called? I honestly think it's just going to be oracles.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the same build again, probably. Like, Oracle, triple gate, take a third Nexus. Very standard Protoss
Is he
versus
gonna scout it? He's gonna scout it. Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, he sees it. Good stuff. See, just Jordan says, win, get $50, lose, go to the club with people. Sounds like a win-win. Yeah, but that was the problem, because then Neeb got a little bit drunk, and then he didn't perform so well the next day, which means he didn't win WSG, which everyone was expecting him to win. So it was like a little bit of a moment, you know, like it was a bit of an expensive bet. It was a bit more than $50 on the other side of it in the end, you know. It was like a few thousand. As he
I feel
didn't
like
come
that's always so hard as a player, because a lot of them, when they're traveling, they really do want to just go drink and have fun, but they can't because they have to play, and so
I mean, they
people
are
are
there
out.
to play the tournament, though. They are there to play the competition. Like,
No,
that's sort
totally,
of,
totally. But
their
some of them are more party boys than you think. Anyway, so yeah, like when you get out the first day or two, then it's fine. But when everybody else is partying and you have to go and stay in your hotel room, well, some of them have pretty mixed feelings about it.
By the way, apparently I'm really loud again.
You're really loud again. Okay.
Apparently. Just shouting over you all the time.
That's so weird. Okay, one sec, guys. Alright, I'm gonna go to your camera.
I could maybe turn myself down if you wanted. Would that help? Maybe, perhaps?
I don't know, I just turned you down as well.
Okay.
Maybe is that a little too
Cool.
low? I'm not sure.
If I'm still too high, I can turn myself down a little bit. I can mess with some bits and pieces.
Alright, so I turned him down. Let me know, you guys, what's up. We do see a fourth going up from Snute in a layer. Just no, it's not a bad time for a layer.
It's very standard. Like, everything in this game is like very standard. It's pretty much the same as Odyssey so far, apart from Snute is already going way past the work count he went on Odyssey. He's already up to 70.
I think he just
So he's
feels
been a
very
lot greedier this time.
comfortable. Yeah, just being
Well, it's
really
also
greedy.
because it's a large map, so Neeb can't actually poke across the map as easily, so you can't force the units out like we saw him doing in the last game. And so that just means Snute hits like the higher work count faster, so it's nice for him. And again, just going to go Ling Bane and probably the Hydralist then as well, unless he wants to once again play kind of the faster Hive like he tried to do on Ascension to Aya.
We do see Lings moving out though, but they don't know where they want to go. They were going to, I think, attack the third, but he knows that there's gonna be stuff there to receive it, but he just wants to work on the rocks. Okay. Get scouted by the oracles though. Maybe this is just some kind of no, more Lings just gonna be streamed here. Oh, are they gonna run into each other? The adepts and the charge slots and everything? Oh!
This is actually quite aggressive from Neeb. He's really just cut workers on 46. He's not really using that third Nexus at all. And so he's just going to be pushing straight across the map, looking to end this game way faster than you might expect him to. 8 gates up, and well, the question is Snute going to have enough to defend? I think the answer is kind of yes. He's going to have Banes.
Snute just has to
So
get
many
his Banes
Banes!
up here. Oh, he's going to walk into the Banelings. The Banelings are going to finish morphing right as the charge slots get on top of them, so completely shuts down this aggression by Neeb, and now Neeb is down an army, and he's got to try to make something happen with these Archon. I think he just wants to fly away.
Oh, this is an Archon as
He
well.
does his Archon.
Oh my god, he
charge.
got another. I mean, yeah, that was just disastrous. He's so all in as well because of the fact they just never probed up his third base. So it's kind of like one of those weird two-base all-ins where you actually have a third Nexus, but then you don't use the third Nexus. So it's a little bit weird, a little bit strange.
We have Snute going 3-1 versus Neeb right now. I mean, lately he hasn't really been on top of hit. Well, you know, I think his finish in Challenger was not that bad, but he considers it to be terrible, right? And it seems like he's definitely come with his A game today and showing us what he got.
So it's playing pretty well. Oh. Apparently, Neeb thinks it's a best of 5. You might want to fix that.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
Go recover Neeb.
Okay. Let me go fetch Alex because it's not a best of 5. It is a best of 7. I thought he knew this. I swear he knew this. Hold on. One sec.
All right.
He said, "Oh."
He's returning. We're bringing him back, guys.
We're getting him in here. We're getting him in here. It's okay.
We're bringing him back.
Like if I was at the club with him in Brazil, I'd be doing the fish line move. You know the fish line move where you throw out the fish line and then you like bring them in and then they
that's
like
not how they.
jump
But that's
forwards.
not how they dance. In Brazil. That's not how they dance. It's kind of scary when you go to a club in Brazil.
Well, I know
everyone's
that.
dancing properly. It's crazy. It's crazy.
But I'm saying because I don't know how to dance, and this is like the whitest, tackiest move that I know, and because we're bringing him back, I'm bringing him. It was tying it together. Never mind.
Okay. I think I missed your point. I'm sorry. I get you now. You were bringing him back into the game.
Yes.
I get you.
So if this was the dance floor, that was the move I would make.
Alright, we are ready for players. Alright, look at you sucking up to Snoop, by the way, with the Snoop portrait.
Oh no, actually that's because my stream chose it. So when I started playing EU ladder, I got the player portrait, or I had the player portrait thing, and I was trying to figure out what I should have on EU. And usually I have Isha as my portrait, but I don't have Isha on EU, so my stream chose Snute, and it's just been Snute ever since.
Poor Neeb. Don't care how you say it, poor Neeb.
I don't know. Maybe if Neeb wins this, I'll change my portrait to Neeb. What do you think?
Okay.
All right. Okay. Well,
sure. I mean, it's gonna have to win 3 in a row, so not gonna be easy.
that reverse all kill, man. I believe. All right. Well, he's down. He's down, almost out, but I believe in my baby Alex. It's Neeb. Playing for Ting.
Match point to the red Zerg to the upper left from Team Liquid. It is Snute. Second time today we've seen a Liquid Zerg up 3 games to 1.
Oh, this is true. This is true.
It's true. Yeah, I'm not lying to you.
I just didn't think about it. I don't know. It's like when you okay, do these games not just kind of blend together when you do like a big day of
not
casting? Really?
I can tell you anything about the first series. About the first series I did with you, still.
Nah, I totally like a lot of it just like blends together. I cannot. Like I know Roddy, he can recall almost any like series or match or matchup or whatever, and I'm like, wow, how do you do that?
Yeah, I think it's because you just kind of cast it, right? So you remember it very easily. Like I remember pretty much any StarCraft. It's kind of funny, someone the other day on our StarCraft was like, guys, I'm looking for this game. It was on a green map, it was mined out, and the mothership core used a vortex. And I was like, oh, it was Kirikoki against Stefano and the IPL 3. And it actually was exactly the game he thought about. Like, but that's just the thing. Like, you just like, I mean, that was quite a famous game, I guess. But you can really recall like a lot of games if you're really into it. I guess it's just certain minds. Certain games. But like, the thing is, people aren't ever gonna ask you about the game and go for SE2. That was like the most standard TVZ ever, and the Zerg just died or something. You know, like.
Right. I mean, the thing is, like, there are certain games that definitely stick out more than others. There's this TVT in particular with Kelizer and some guy from Mexico, I don't remember. But it was something that I'd never seen before, and it was back during, I think it was Copa, or it was Mexico or something like that. And they basically, I think it was on Overgrowth, they basically had bases that they floated right next to each other because they proxy reapered each other. Now that game I remember very vividly, but these are very like standard-ish games.
Yeah, but like I mean, like I think I guess it depends. Like if you asked me a week from now what Neeb did in Game 3, I probably wouldn't exactly remember, but I'd probably be able to tell you the score and stuff. And if I had like a bit of a memory jog, then maybe. I don't know. Like that's the thing though, because why would anyone ask you what Neeb did in Game 3 like a week from now, unless it was really spectacular, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope he does do something spectacular, man. We do see an Oracle coming out. This is pretty consistent of his playstyle for the last 4 games now. This is game 5 in a best of 7 for any of you who are just now joining us. Winner of this series does get $100. Loser gets 25. So say, hey, thanks for coming out. Thanks for playing. Thanks for being a good sport. And yeah, if you want a replay pack, you can donate $5 or more. It does go into another Fight Club or another show match, whatever comes first. But you know, today's the only day you can get these replays. You'll probably get the replays a lot faster than I put the VODs up on my YouTube. Just saying. Just saying. We had some clownish games earlier from Hearthstone and Xanstar that I think are definitely worth taking a look at. Snute is coming in to get a scout on the timing of the third, and he sees that it's just another game versus Neeb.
Yep, really nothing too crazy right from the start of this EVP yet again. Although Snoot's playing something crazy, the lair is on the way up. It feels like a bit of a faster lair, but maybe it isn't. Maybe not. It's just no Evo chamber. No Evo chamber is what it is. That's the difference here. So it's potentially something like a Spire
I was
from the
gonna
get-go?
say a Spire because he's taking 3 gases right away as soon as he starts his lair, which means that he is gonna try to get up to Spire worthy gas count, if that makes sense.
Yeah, just enough gas to make meters, you mean?
Yeah, you know what?
I get you. I get you.
You know what?
The thing is, Neeb's just gonna go super aggressive this time, I think, with the War Prism and a lot of Adepts. He's adding on a whole ton of gates, he's once again just cut at 48 workers. And he's just not got the kind of forge on the way up, I think is one of the big telltale signs of this. And he's also only on a single gas on natural, so...
Right as the shade finishes for the Adepts, I think you just wanted to get an idea of what Snoot's army size looked like, but they're just gonna chase him down.
So this is Ling Hydra from Snoot, sort of what we just mentioned, but Ling Hydra without the +1 melee is very interesting. Unless he's gonna like rush lurkers, which he might do for 4th base, like it's very weird. Either way, no, he's gonna go high, he's just gonna play Ling Hydra, so faster Hydras than usual. And Neeb maybe isn't gonna be as aggressive as I thought he was. He is gonna start to build an immortal behind this, so...
Maybe he's
still be fairly aggressive.
experimenting. I think he might be experimenting with some kind of timing thing, or maybe it's just something he's been thinking about, and now is the time to try it out. I mean, he is up 2 games from Neeb, and I mean, this is his time to gamble or try something different. And
yeah, it's nice to see something different. It's kind of a weird mixture. Like Neeb's been very aggressive as well into what's a bit more of an aggressive attack than from Snoot than what we've been seeing before. In this case, Snoot would really benefit from actually having the Baneling Nest though this game. And again, like the lack of a +1 is just sort of interesting. We're gonna see more Evils coming down to block those Adepts. The one the drones.
Down. Oh, he blocks the drones. The drone doesn't get the Evo down, and the Adepts do get in with their shade. They go up into the main. That cancels the shade so that he can get more damage done down here at the Queens.
He was going to be missing a few of his Adepts because he didn't have the ones that just warped in Shaden, so he didn't really want to jump on it. He will jump on the Hydras now, though, I think. Snoot try to pull them back, and it's just a mess of units, but he does kill the Warp Prism.
The Warp Prism with the Queens. The transfuses go down, and he does try to... Oh, is he going to chase? He's going to cancel. Oh, this guessing game is always so rough.
This is okay for Snoot. He's going to clean up the couple of Adepts left in the main quite easily. He's gonna have his fourth hatch in trouble. The problem is these Hydras on their own are so weak, they die so quickly, and you can't have them dying. So you need the Lings in front of them, and that's what Snoot's been very cautious of. Another warping of Adepts. Did he cancel the immortal? Maybe he did. That's what I was so confused about. Like this looked like just a mass warping of Adepts time and time again, but then he started to build an immortal that was so like, what about? But he actually countered that Immortal as, oh, that's not a good shade. So many Hydras here, and I think Neeb underestimating that a little bit. More depth stuck on the ramp, and Snute is going to start cleaning this up.
More depths coming in, and they're just kind of trickling, so they're going to get picked off by these lanes surrounding them.
GG. Snute absolutely dominates this matchup.
Wow.
4-1.
I was not expecting a 4-1.
Neither was I, really.
I was expecting much closer games.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things though, like I say, like sometimes Neeb just slumps a little bit and doesn't always play his, his A game, and then sometimes Snute can just come out and be like the best player in the world one day, even if he hasn't been looking as good lately, so.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's just what happened today, like, Neeb just came off of a loss against Master in another show match, and came into this and lost a quick first game, and suddenly it started snowballing a little bit. And
yeah, I have a feeling like either Neeb is tired, or maybe he doesn't really feel like it. It was a bit of his game was a bit sloppy.
As well. Like Snute played well.
Oh, Snute played super
Neeb
well. Super well.
Yeah, Snute shut down everything. It's just that Neeb sort of got shut down in everything he tried to do. He tried to play, especially in the last two games, he played aggressively. And Snute just responded to it very, very well. So obviously that's very good thing.
And these two play each other all the time as well. So he knows what Neeb does. He knows he likes the depths. He knows he likes to do these aggressive pushes. He knows the timings for them. Neeb played very standard for all of his games. So it was just a matter of playing the player and not the matchup, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
it is. Just Snute responded well to everything that happened, and actually a lot of the time he's dictating the pace of the game. And when he did get attacked, he just made sure he knew it was coming because he'd been dictating and he had been on the map and he'd seen it moving out and all the rest of it. So good information for him.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that pretty much wraps us up here.